Hi, this is Shade Foray with TaxSaleSupport.com. I'm here with Steven Swenson, and this is another one of our Property Deal of the Week videos where we look at recent auctions that have happened, recent tax sale auctions. And now these properties we're looking at right now are properties from New York tax sale auctions. So let's take a look at the next one of those, which this is a single family home that sold here. This is a newer modular home that sold here. It's located right next to a high school. It sold for $104,000 in the town of Marlboro.
Yeah, so they definitely paid up for it. Let's look into some of the property details and see how good a deal it could have been.
So it looks like the assessed value on the property, it's on 0.62 acre, so it's a good sized lot, and the assessed on it is 214,545. And so, they're definitely going to be into it for less than 50%, based on where that assessed is at. And we'll see where the market is at on it. It's built in 1991, so that's a good thing as well. It's 1,056 square feet, a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. The age on it is a little bit better thing. We know that it's about 35 years old, but it's not. I mean, a lot of the properties we're dealing with are much older than that. So that's a fairly new property here for us. Means we're not going to have some of the problems that they would have had from properties in the 60s or the 70s or earlier.
Yeah, well, we can also see that it looks like to be on a foundation or slab. So, it's been assessed as real property. It's essentially real property, even though we're talking about a manufactured housing. So it's kind of that double wide style manufactured from the 90s. It looks like the exterior still looks pretty good. The roof looks okay. The siding looks okay. We can see here where the property is located at, and overall not too bad of a property from at least what we can see.
Yeah, we can see it's one of those lots where it has basically a portion of it that goes out to the driveway, that goes out to the main road. So it doesn't have a ton of frontage. It maybe really doesn't have a whole lot more frontage than what that road is, going out to the road. But then it's a property that sits back behind that. So there's a house in front of it, but it's kind of back in the woods, maybe located 50 to 100 feet off the road.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, kind of a larger a larger version of it. We can see some new construction within the area. Really, what is the advantage is that this is one of the cheaper homes located within the area. So we've got, home in front of it worth 400 grand, 381 grand, 279 grand. So, 300, 400. Uh, we would rather be the less expensive property in a more expensive area than the most expensive property in a cheaper area. So when we are looking for a property, we do know that, hey, yes, it is a modular home, but it's newer. We're located and surrounded by more valuable properties. Even though it's back off the street, we do have that private drive, so we have legal access. No worries as far as that's concerned. And then we also have quite a bit of an extra lot that we could do anything we want with. So, really they just have the home there, but we could utilize, some more of that lot, or the potential buyer could.
Yeah. So in this case here, uh, they start out at $100. It's sold for 104,000. Which we said, did they pay up for it? Yeah, they did pay up a little bit for it, but they didn't pay up too much. They 104,000, but the property is estimated to be worth 262,000, and it's newer. So it's a little bit easier to spend a higher percentage, like whatever they picked up for 35% of value, or
Yeah,
40.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess they paid closer to 40% of value.
Yeah, so they paid a little bit higher than we would. We probably would pay around 35 cents on the dollar because we don't quite know of the interiors, but you can see why they paid 40 cents on the dollar because it's newer property. The exterior photo from the county looks like it's newer. Now, we would usually get, in addition to what the county provides, get our own on-site evaluation as well. So we'll send somebody out there to view it. But really, the advantage is that the property values around it are higher. Putting some money into it, there's still plenty of potential profit. So if you were to put 50 grand into it, 60 grand into it, you could still make 100 grand on the deal. And so I think that's kind of what these investors are looking at is, hey, worst case scenario, I have the chance to make 80 to 100 grand on this deal. Maybe it takes me the next 6 months. but I'm going to do really well on it versus a regular real estate deal where maybe we make 10, 15 grand on it. Here you have the chance to make 100 to 140 grand on it, depending on how much income or how much potential money you're going to need to put into it to get it to the condition you want to be able to sell it.
Yeah, and really at that price point, it's an awesome candidate for rehab, because it's built right in that time frame where, I mean, it's in desperate need of rehab right now, probably. If we were to look at the interior, most likely, I think that's what we would probably come across and find. But also that your money would go pretty far though, because it wouldn't need, hopefully, wouldn't need much beyond some of the basic things, to fix the property like a normal rehab would, but nothing that's too in depth.
Yeah, well, just based on the age alone, we're not going to be worried about asbestos or lead-based paint or, older type utilities. Everything's at least going to be, kind of 90s grade. So I think that they probably will do pretty well on this deal. Paid a little higher than we would pay. Would probably be around the 35 cents on the dollar. Maybe a little bit more, but overall, I think they're going to probably do well with it. Usually we're going to try to never pay more than 50 cents on the dollar for any property unless, there's really something about it that worth is paying upwards of 55 to 60 cents on the dollar. But usually we like to stay below 45 cents on the dollar, even for the nicest properties.
Yeah, for certain, for certain, and yeah, I think they are going to make good money on this property. Still, even if things come up, they've got enough room to move on it. And they only paid 100,000, so they've got tons of potential profitability to work with in the rehab on it. And should be able to do really well. I mean, they'll make a bare minimum. They'll make 100,000 plus on this deal, and probably a lot more than that.
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll be putting out more of these videos here in the future, so keep an eye out for those.